How can a man file for divorce? I ask you again. I understand when a woman files for divorce, she's protesting against your leadership. When a woman files for divorce, she's simply saying, dude, you are not leading the way. But I've never understood, how can a man, seriously speaking, file for divorce? I ask you today, how can a CEO of a company lead the staff on a strike against the management of the company? How can a school principal lead the students on a riot against the school administration? How can the president or the prime minister or the king or whoever is the head of state in a country lead the citizens into the streets to protest against the government? Is that logical? How can a founding pastor who planted a church lead the church members to walk out of that church? Is that logical? Is that logical? Does that even make sense? On one hand, men say they are the leaders of the family, and I agree, there is no dispute. But if you're the leader of the family, you must take full responsibility. Let me first say this. I am not teaching you theories. I am not giving you book knowledge. I'm a married man. I'm a family man. 18 years married. And I'm telling you right now, I am 100% responsible for my marriage. I am 100%. Let me say this. I have said this for the last 18 years. I have repeated it for the last 18 years. If my marriage collapses, my mercy is not responsible. My mother-in-law is not responsible. My sister is not responsible. My children are not responsible. I am responsible for my marriage. Not 50-50, not 99%. It's my marriage. I'm 100% responsible for my marriage. I am the one who proposed to Mercy. I am the one who suggested that I can be a good husband. That marriage cannot fail. I have taken responsibility. You know, we have some women who are very weird. They defend their brothers and their sisters. They incite their sons and their brothers to divorce. Please, I beseech you by the mercies of the living God, stop interfering with your son's marriage. Stop interfering with your brother's marriage. Jesus taught, do unto others as you'd wish them do unto you. By the way, I'm taking a walk. It's my day off. I shouldn't be talking to you. But I have such a deep interest, a deep passion. My only interest is for your marriage to thrive. I am not here to shame anyone. I am not here to shame those who have divorced and separated. I am here to encourage you, even if you are divorced or separated. I am here to encourage you so that you don't repeat the same mistakes. If you do not correct this mistake, you will not only fail in your marriage, you will fail in every area of your life. I could have chosen to keep quiet. This is my day off. I'm enjoying a walk in a park, very beautiful park. But I chose to talk to you. I chose to spend a few moments for your own good. Is there anything you can do today and you lose your job? If the answer is yes, there is also something you can do to maintain your job. Is there anything you can do and lose your money? If the answer is yes, there is something you can do to keep your money. Is there anything you can do to earn more? Is there anything you can do to increase your income? No one is responsible for your money. You are. If you're broke, you're responsible. Not the government, not your background, not your color. Can I ask you a question? A lot of men discuss about their countries and they blame the government for corruption. They blame their leaders, government leaders. for a stagnated economy. And you're justified to say the reason our country is not progressing is the president, it's the cabinet, it's the leaders. You're justified. You're right in your analysis. Can I ask you a question? A lot of men discuss about their countries and they blame the government for corruption. They blame their leaders, government leaders, for a stagnated economy. And you're justified to say the reason our country is not progressing is the president, it's the cabinet, it's the leaders. You're justified. You're right in your analysis. If a company collapses, men will gather together, taking a drink, and they will say how the CEO and the board blew up the company. And they are right. If the company collapses, it's the CEO, the president, the board. On the same note, if your marriage has failed, you have failed. You have to take responsibility. No one is responsible for your marriage. It's not a question of 50-50, you and your wife. Come on. It's not 50-50. You are full responsible. Either the buck stops with you or the buck stops with no one. Either the buck stops with the husband or the buck stops with blame games. The reason we are having issues right now, even in raising children, is because men are running away from responsibilities. I hear some men saying, you know, when I married her, she was nice. She was a good girl, but now she has changed. Are you listening to yourself? If she changed in your hands, then you changed her. You're responsible for the change. God gave you a good woman. You ended up investing and sowing seeds of bitterness, hatred, strife, and now she's giving you back the very seed you have been sowing, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. If she was good when you married her, and she got spoiled later, you are the spoiler. You messed her good. And if you married a bad woman from the word go, then you're stupid. It's your stupid choice. Who chose the woman for you? If she tricked you to the bed and you slept with her, then your dick goes before your brain. Your lust goes before your reason. You are led by emotions, not logic. Whatever the case, you chose this woman. She did not rape you. She did not force you into marriage. Stop running away from responsibilities. Your woman, your choice. Your marriage, your choice. Work on it. Trust me, it's not even about the woman you chose. Marriage is not about compatibility. It's about leadership. It's about flexibility. Trust me, dudes. I'm challenging you right now. Even if you're divorced or separated, if you apply the teachings I'm giving you right now, you will not repeat the same mistakes. We can't live in yesterday. We can't keep on complaining about the mistakes we made yesterday. But if you don't learn your mistakes, you will still apportion blames to a second partner and a third partner. And that's my issue right now. That's the problem we need to solve. The buck must stop somewhere. Jesus said, I will build my church, and the gates of Hades shall not prevail against it. Matthew 16:18. Jesus did not say the Apostle Paul will build my church. The Apostle Peter will build my church. He didn't trust anyone to build his church. He took responsibility for his bride, ecclesia, the church. And then he says, husbands, in the same way, love your wives. In the same way as Christ loved his wife, the church, ecclesia. Husbands, love your wives. Ephesians 5:25. Do you know what the Apostle Paul told the church at Corinth? Men must not divorce. Read it in your devotional time. 1 Corinthians 7, verse number 11. 1 Corinthians 7, verse number 11. Paul writes, men must not divorce. Men must not divorce. What's the logic? When a man is fighting for divorce, he's protesting against himself. He's protesting against his own choices. He's protesting against his own leadership. He should be the one gathering his family. How then can he be the one scattering his family? What logic is that? I have a lot of passion for families, for marriages. Why? If we get marriages right, we get parenting right. Every child deserves the love of a mother and the discipline of a father. Your son is following on your footsteps. Hey, gentlemen, if you don't want your teen daughter to sleep around with men, stop committing adultery. If you don't want your son's future to be messy and generations after you, be the patriarch that builds a strong foundation for your marriage. Stand for something. Be responsible. Be accountable for the woman God gave you. If you can't lead one woman, you're very useless. I'm serious. You cannot lead one woman, one. But you don't have to remain useless the rest of your life. You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be influenced by your mother or your sisters on how you treat your woman. You must remember, get your priorities right, gentlemen. Number one is God in your life. Number two is your woman. Your woman must never compete with your mother. Your woman must never compete with your sisters. Your woman must never compete with your job. Your woman must never compete with your boyfriends, the ones you drink with. You get parenting right. Every child deserves the love of a mother and the discipline of a father. Your son is following on your footsteps. Hey, gentlemen, if you don't want your teen daughter to sleep around with men, stop committing adultery. If you don't want your son's future to be messy and generations after you, be the patriarch that builds a strong foundation for your marriage. Stand for something. Be responsible. Be accountable for the woman God gave you. If you can't lead one woman, you're very useless. I'm serious. You cannot lead one woman, one. But you don't have to remain useless the rest of your life. You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be influenced by your mother or your sisters on how you treat your woman. You must remember, get your priorities right, gentlemen. Number one is God in your life. Number two is your woman. Your woman must never compete with your mother. Your woman must never compete with your sisters. Your woman must never compete with your job. Your woman must never compete with your boyfriends, the ones you drink with. Your woman must not compete with your beer bottle. Your woman must not compete with your TV. Your woman must not compete with your newspaper. So get your priorities right. Number one, God. Number two, your wife. Number three, your children. Number four, parents, both sides. Number five, siblings, both sides. That's leadership. And I'm asking you right now, start leading. The moment you blame your ex, the moment you blame your wife, the moment you blame your mother-in-law, the moment you blame your sisters-in-law, the moment you blame her employer, you've lost it. Either the buck stops with an individual or the buck stops nowhere. Either the buck will stop with you for your marriage. I'm giving you my personal example. I have said it for the last 18 years in public. I am now telling you again in public. I, Jacob, I am responsible for my marriage. It's my marriage. By the grace of God, I am responsible. So you're asking me, Doc, what about Mercy's responsibility? Will she not take advantage of that statement? Let me tell you guys, she has heard me say that 1,000,001 times. Mercy has heard me make that bold statement. On TV, national TV, in many countries, she has never once taken advantage of my commitments. On the contrary, she responds by submitting. She responds by treating me as a king. Your woman is a partner. She's not there to frustrate your efforts. She is not there to take advantage of your leadership. You must see her as a partner who is interested in partnering with you. On average, most women want their marriage to work. Most men make choices, careless choices, Over the years, these choices accumulate to a nightmare. Oh, guys, I'm taking a walk. I'm loving this walk. It's a beautiful place, beautiful day today. And I hope someone is learning something. Here is my deal. If you show your woman leadership from the word go, how? Eliminate those girls on your phone. Stop dating other girls. You can't have your cake and eat it at the same time. You can't have extramarital affairs. You can't cheat on your wife and expect her to celebrate you and expect her to support you. You must provide to your family. This is leadership. If you cannot provide to your family, the Bible says you're worse than an infidel, you're worse than an unbeliever, and you have denied the faith. It is your responsibility to provide. How do you expect her to respect you if you're sitting on the couch to watch TV just because you lost a job? We understand anyone can lose a job because of COVID-19 or any other reason. But you can't afford to lose hope. Losing job and losing hope are not synonymous. How can you lose hope? Who is supposed to be the hope of his marriage? Who is supposed to be the hope of his family? What would happen if Jesus lost hope on us? What would happen if he came back and said, oh guys, I'm so sorry. It was all a hoax. There's nothing like heaven. Listen at how Jesus used to speak. In my Father's house are many mansions. Mansions, not tiny huts. Not mud houses, mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. Listen to the words of Jesus. I will never leave you, nor forsake you, even to the end of the age. This is how Jesus talks to his bride. And he's challenging you as a man. Speak with such assurance to your bride. Give her such assurance. You're the hope of the family. If you lose your job, don't lose your mind. If you lose your money, don't lose your mind. If your business goes to the dogs, don't go to the dogs with it. Who has never lacked money? Let me tell you, over 99% of human beings have struggled with money at some point in their lives. But you don't have to give up. You don't have to throw in the towel. So if you lose your job, let your wife know, yes, this is a short season. I'm getting over it very soon. But I've seen guys 6 months later, 8 months later, 10 years later, they pretend to work. They pretend to be in business, but they never bring any food on the table. You are the primary provider of that family. Get back to your senses. You are the primary provider of your marriage. You must take responsibility for leading your wife, for leading your children. Lead them to God in prayer. Let them see you kneel down and pray and worship God. Some of you sit at home on Sunday morning. Do you ever think what will happen to your children's children? Do you ever think about generations after you? Do you know the damage you're causing to your children? God will hold you accountable. You will be judged for every day you refuse to go to church on Sunday or Saturday, whichever day you go to church. You will be held accountable and judged by God. Your son is following in your footsteps. He looks up to you to know who is a true man. He looks up to you to know what a man really means. Your son looks up to you to know how to treat women. And more importantly, how he will treat his woman someday. Your daughter looks up to you to know what to expect from her future husband. She looks up to you to know what to expect from men. You are the man model in her life. Gentlemen, if we heal marriages, there will be no corruption in countries. There will be no fake pastors who are taking advantage of the flock, who are in business pretending to be called of God. If we take care of men and men's leadership, companies will not collapse. Nations will thrive. Churches will do well. Schools will do well. During this COVID-19 season, my children are doing homeschooling. They are not going to school. I am teaching them. My daughter is in year 11. Year 11 is equivalent to Form 3. I'm the one teaching them. It's not mercy. Imagine the work I do. On an average week, I'm speaking to 3 companies. Some of them are the Fortune 500. They don't expect anything less from me. These days of coronavirus, I've been teaching by Zoom. Guys have very high expectations from me. I have to deliver. I have a church I'm pastoring. I'm the senior pastor. I'm a father. I'm a husband. And I'm telling you today, I do homework with my children. The work is so involving. So involving. Those of you in the US, I prepared my daughter Ivy for SAT. You know what it costs to prepare a child for her SAT exams. And I'm telling you as a father, you must offer leadership. I wish I could talk to you more, but I have to stop. I encourage you to go to my YouTube channel. Watch that video. The 3 secrets of marriage. It's there. Free of charge. Nobody's asking you for a coin. Free of charge. Go watch that video on YouTube. The 3 secrets of marriage. The 3 secrets of marriage. Listen to it 2, 3, 4 times. You will thank me later. It's my prayer and hope you have learned something. I can see many of you here still watching, over 932 guys. But I'm sorry, I have to stop. Today is my day off. Guys, I must stop. I must stop and continue with my work. I wish you the very best. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord be gracious to you. And you can share this video with others. Just share with someone else. You never know who else you're going to bless. Be a channel of blessing to others. Thank you and God bless you.